Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Friday, November 4, 2022, and giving you our player props, match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Detroit Pistons vs Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers are one of the hottest teams in the NBA. They have won 6 consecutive games propelled by stifling defense. They are reliable to back, covering the spread in all 6 wins in the winning streak. The Pistons have been viewed as a disappointment so far. They have talent but have not been able to click, winning only 2 of their 9 games on the season. Furthermore, the Pistons' defensive play is being exposed, and this is a bad sign when up against this Cleveland squad. The Cavs rank 8th in the NBA, with 112.5 points per 100 possessions, while Detroit is only at 105.8 points. The Cavaliers' defense has been among the best, ranking 2nd in adjusted defensive efficiency. Our team pick is Cleveland Cavaliers -7 points. The Detroit Pistons need to score for this game to have the over be a good play, and they have struggled. They have an implied total of 105 points, and though they should be a little lower than that, they should hit 100 points in this game. Both teams are not doing great in terms of a team assist to turnover ratio, as Cleveland is at 1.74 assists per turnover, 16th in the NBA, while Detroit has a 1.53 assists per turnover, 25th in the NBA so far. The Cavs are scoring 122.3 points in their last 3 games, so go with them to dominate on the court offensively here. The over is 13-3-2 in their previous 18 games against one another, so go with over 222.5 points in this game as well. Boston Celtics vs Chicago Bulls. I will be taking the Chicago Bulls, +7, on the road, as I see this spread being too big. The Celtics currently have the 19th worst adjusted defensive rating, as I see them allowing the Bulls to make enough shots to cover this spread. The Celtics are also giving up the 12th highest field goal percentage, as the Bulls have enough talent on their roster to keep this game close. Boston is also allowing the 18th most points per game, as they continue to struggle on the defensive end of the court. The Bulls are scoring 111.4 points per game, and they are shooting 44.9% from the floor. They will continue to get open looks in this game, as I see them making the Celtics pay for their weak defense. Now, the Bulls have also been great on the defensive end of the court, as I see them locking up the Celtics in this game. Chicago is surrendering the 6th least amount of points, and they have the 5th best adjusted defensive rating. They will make it difficult for Tatum and Brown, which will allow them to keep this game within the spread. The Celtics have lost 3 of their last 4 games, as I don't see them blowing out the Bulls in this game. DeRozan and the Bulls will consistently score, and they will play good enough defense to keep this game within the spread. Pick the Chicago Bulls and take the points, +7. Chicago has a team capable of putting up a fair amount of points, with a reserve unit that's top 5 in bench points. DeRozan and Lavin are coming off mediocre showings and should take advantage of a Boston defense that's regressed since last season. The Celtics boast 2 scorers averaging over 25 points and are top 5 in offensive rating, adjusted for strength of schedule. The first matchup went under, as Boston got hot early and faded when Chicago counter-punched with 2 consecutive 35-point quarters. This time around, expect a more competitive showdown deep into the 4th when the Celtics will manage to pull away. Bet the total to go over 223 points. San Antonio Spurs vs Clippers. Los Angeles opened the season with a pair of wins over the Lakers and Kings before suffering a disappointing 4-game losing streak against Phoenix, Oklahoma City, twice, and New Orleans. The Clippers bounced back earlier this week, picking up consecutive wins over Houston in a home-and-home series. They snuck out a 2-point win at home before winning by 8 on the road. Forward Paul George carried the load in both victories, scoring 35 points on Monday and 28 points on Wednesday. He also led the team in assists in both wins, combining for 13 dimes between the two games. San Antonio is coming off its third loss of the season, all three of which have come by double digits. The Spurs were blown out by Charlotte in a 129-102 final in their season opener, before rattling off a three-game winning streak against Indiana, Philadelphia and Minnesota. They had that streak snapped in a rematch with the Timberwolves, but they bounced back with wins over Chicago and Minnesota. San Antonio's worst performance of the young season came on Wednesday, as Toronto rolled to a 143-100 win. In fact, it was the worst home loss in team history and the most lopsided defeat in the 27-year tenure for coach Greg Popovich. George has done everything in his power to lead the Clippers while Leonard is sidelined, but I have no interest in backing them until Leonard returns. They are the league's worst scoring offense despite George's best efforts, and it's a matter of personnel as far as improvement is concerned. I am going to throw San Antonio's performance against Toronto out the window, as the Spurs were without their two leading scorers. They have been a top 10 offensive team in the NBA through the first few weeks, and Popovich's teams generally bounce back from rough outings. The Clippers have only covered the spread once in their last 7 games, while San Antonio has covered in 5 of its last 7 games. Our team pick is San Antonio plus 3.5 points. A bright spot for the Clippers was the play of Moses Brown. He came off of the bench in their last game and added 13 points in 12 minutes. He had the best plus out of anyone that came off of Los Angeles' bench in the game. Los Angeles is scoring considerably more points away from home than inside their home arena. The Clippers are averaging 105 points per game on the road and 94 points at home. The defense for the Clippers has ranked really high in the early portion of the season. The Clippers' defense will force the Spurs into some tough spots. They will go on some long droughts as the Clippers extend their lead. The under is the play here because Los Angeles will be dictating this game throughout. Low-scoring games have been the evident when the Clippers wins. The under is 7-1 in the Clippers' last 8 games. The under is 4-0 in the Clippers and Spurs' last 4 meetings. Take the under at 221.5 points.